Hey folks, and welcome to Tesla Northwest and EVs. You join me outside of Best Western in McMinnville, Oregon. Yes, we made it. We made it here using FSD version 11.3.3. We haven't gotten the update yet, maybe overnight, but we had a great time. So if you join us in this video, you're going to see FSD in Washington and Oregon, and numerous areas where it messes up, but also does well. So you're going to get a compilation of that. We're going to see some superchargers. You're going to get some charging tips and some beautiful sights and scenery as we head down south, taking Scenic Highway 101 along the Washington and Oregon coasts. We ended up here in McMinnville, but we also went through Tillamook, Astoria, we crossed the bridge, we went through Claylock, and we stayed at Quinault Lake. So there's lots of beautiful stuff and scenery here to see, and I just thank you so much for joining me. Hit that like and subscribe if you want some more, and let me know in the comments what other road trips you'd like us to do. We'll catch you on the flip side, and have a wonderful day. All right, hey there folks. We are headed out to the Washington and then Oregon coast. So we are going to be spending the weekend heading down to either McMinnville or Florence, Oregon. I haven't quite decided yet, kind of leaving it up to the kids. And we will be using FSD and just bringing you the sights. So please come along as we take this awesome road trip down the Oregon coast and the Washington coast and just see what we have to see and see how FSD does. And if we're lucky, we will get an update while we're on the trip, because as I'm speaking, 11.3.4 is rolling out to more testers. So very cool. I will catch you on the flip side as we cruise, and I'll bring you the cool sights. Thank you. Well, hey there folks, you are joining me outside of Oak Harbor, and I wanted to bring you this. This is the Blue Fox drive-in. It's got to be one of the last, or one of the few of the last drive-ins in the United States. And they still show movies every summer, 2 movies back to back, just like the old days. Year round. Year round. They've got go-karts, so really cool place, the Blue Fox Drive-In. So if you're ever up this way, hit it up. And just an update on FSD. We have been struggling. I have had probably half a dozen interventions just in the last 20 miles with it. Diving into turn lanes, thinking it was a passing lane. It used, there's a phantom brake right there. Using a bus lane. See, it's doing weird stuff there. I was using a bus lane, thought it was a turnout. So yeah, this version still struggling. So hopefully we get the update on our trip, but we'll bring you some highlights as we go, and you can see right there it was doing some goofy stuff. So anyway, cruising through to the Coupeville ferry. We'll be hopping on that and then heading over to Port Townsend, and I think we'll probably end up someplace around Forks tonight, but we'll let you know. Yeah, see, it wanted to go there. Now it's doing weird stuff. So anyway, got a ways to go with FSD yet. But thanks for joining us on this road trip. It'll be fun. So we're just rounding the corner here. For those of you that don't know, we have 2 really cool forts that protected the San Juans during World War I and World War II. Fort Evie is the first fort up here, and then the second fort is Fort Casey, and Fort Casey is right next to our ferry. Oh, that was nicely done. And as we go through this road trip, I'm going to try and bring you little historical facts. So look for little blurbs as we see neat stuff. I'll try and give you a little background on it. I kind of want to build that into my road trip videos, is make them kind of interesting and give you some history and facts and fun. So anyway, we're cruising to our ferry. Here we are. We're approaching Fort Casey State Park, and it is just absolutely gorgeous here. A little windy. You can see the water's got some white caps on it, and very historical area, so I'll bring you a few facts about it as we approach the ferry terminal. So just wanted you to get this view. Gorgeous place. We're passing the Fort Casey Inn, and we're going to be coming around the back side of the fort here in just a minute to our ferry terminal. So appreciate you folks joining me. Hopefully you enjoy this kind of stuff. If there's any other road trips that anybody wants to see or comments, let me know. Throw them in the comments, and I'd love it if you'd hit that like and subscribe. We'll just let the car drive us this short distance to the ferry terminal. Slowing down, good. So here we can see some of the old barracks and buildings from the fort. What Camp Casey Conference Center here, they're calling it. We can see Port Townsend Pulp and Paper across the way. And then here's the old barracks. So when they have different camps and whatnot, this would be like where the Boy Scouts would stay, or Girl Scouts, or different folks if they're doing that. And the campground's right up this road right here.
this place.
Yeah, isn't it cool? We're gonna go get in line for the ferry. So we'll catch you folks as we get into Port Townsend. I'll bring you a little footage from the ferry, and just thanks, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Sorry about the wind, folks, but I am out waiting at the ferry, and it is going to be one hell of a ride. You can see that it is windy and choppy, so it should be a pretty exciting ferry ride on the way over to Port Townsend. I'll catch you on the flip side, and thanks for joining me here at Tesla Northwest and EVs. So we made it onto the ferry. You can see these waves. They're not letting us out, so you cannot get out on the deck right now. Washington State Ferry's got them roped off. But we are going to be heading across there to Port Townsend. You can't even hardly see it. But very, very rough weather, so it should be a fun ferry ride. Well, we are making it safely over to Port Townsend. It's been a rough ferry ride. The weather is not really cooperating. And as you can see there off in the distance, that's what's known as Port Townsend paper. We'll zoom in a little bit. It's a good facility. They've been making paper for quite a while. And they're a good United Steelworkers facility. And the city of Port Townsend is an old city. It's been there, got a lot of great history. Wonderful place to visit if you haven't had a chance. And I'll throw up a little information about it in the notes. So we're going to be getting off the ferry, and we're going to be staying in Quinault tonight. So catch you on the flip side. All right, folks, we made it to Port Townsend. We were in the hallway on the ferry, and it was a rough ride. I brought you some footage of that. Make sure nobody hits us here. But we are in the beautiful historic town of Port Townsend. We're going to be heading to Quinault to stay the night tonight, and we're going to get a bite to eat at a restaurant. So we'll catch you on the flip side as we keep heading down the coast. We're just rolling through Port Townsend, and I absolutely love this vintage hardware building here. And I had to goose it there through this roundabout. Beautiful old building, very neat town. We love coming over here to Port Townsend. There's a great pizza place in the old downtown, and we're headed to the Forks Supercharger. So we're going to bring you a little Twilight action and some vampires in a little bit. And the kids are excited in the back. So we'll check in as we head off, and if we see any vampires or Sasquatches, we'll let you know. Looks like we got another roundabout up here, so let's see how Amos manages that. It looks like they got a new hotel too. Is that like a medical building? Oh, the car wash. Okay. And yeah, he did okay. A little weird. I don't think he quite knew what to make of that building, but hey. All right, we made it through Port Townsend roundabouts. We'll check back in a little bit. We're going to be heading through Port Townsend paper country, and it's going to stink, so we're going to roll the windows up. Yeah, oh, and look at that. Port Townsend Vineyard, that's pretty.
Ew.
So we are just passing Anderson Lake. I thought that was kind of funny. It's this nice big body of water outside of Port Townsend, or at least it says Anderson Lake Road, so I'm going to assume that this is Anderson Lake. And full self-driving is just doing awesome. It's handling this no problem, just like it normally does on these kind of roads. Really, it seems like it's the in-city driving it's struggling with and the freeways, but this rural stuff is just awesome. Makes road trips wonderful. So hopefully we'll get to see a little more of the water as we cruise through here, and just enjoying this beautiful views and on the lookout for Sasquatch. Nobody believes me, but I think we'll see one. Alright, so we're approaching Sequim, Washington. We're on historic Scenic Highway 101. We're going to take this down all the way to at least Tillamook in Oregon. But Sequim is a cool Washington State city because it's in a rain shadow, so it gets some of the least amount of rainfall in the state. Also home of the Olympic Game Farm, which I highly suggest if you make it over here. Originally it was a training farm for Disney animals. So Grizzly Adams, the grizzly bear from Grizzly Adams, was trained and housed there. And same with wolves for Call of the Wild and various other things. So really neat experience. You can drive through the wildlife and feed them from your vehicle. And that's right here in Sequim. So again, Olympic Game Farm, highly suggest you take it up. Much better, I don't want to say much better, but more interactive than Northwest Trek. Literally the animals come right and stick their heads in your window. So it's really cool. So we're going to be hopping on Highway 101. well, we're on Highway 101, but we're going to be making a little bit of a merge and then continuing on to Forks to get a supercharge. Sequim also has a, not Sequim, but Port Angeles, which is going to be up here not too far, also has a supercharger. And we would get there the same way, taking 101. We can see that right there. So actually this would be the Sequim supercharger, my bad. So on we go, and actually let's take a look and see what the stats are on it. So we have Sequim Washington, it's an 8-stall version 2, and it's a busy time right now, but there are 8 stalls available. So anyway, off we go to Forks. Thanks for joining us, and I'll check you on the flip side. You can see Sequim out my window there. And FSD has been really pretty good. It basically handles this stuff like a champ. It's the little more complicated things. So, all right, folks. Well, we're just rolling out of Sequim, and I thought I'd bring you a little footage of FSD. The people in the car are trying to take a little rest, so I won't talk too much, but I thought I'd let you see what's happening here as we cruise through. This is kind of an interesting area here on 101 because it's got U-turns and lanes on the right and the left that allow you to exit. So it's kind of interesting. It can be a little confusing for FSD, but it's been handling it pretty well. Here you can see it's initiating a lane change on its own. And very well done, and really cool graphics here. Like, as we approach this, you can see you can make a U-turn up here, and we can see it pop up on the screen, and you can see the tongue wiggle a little, but it's keeping us on the right path. So it looks like we got about 4 miles to go. Does anybody use the restroom? I'm good.
I'm good.
All right. So no potty breaks. We'll keep rolling here. And we are coming up on the Olympic National Park as well. We have a rainforest in Washington, if you didn't know. Very, very cool spot. And we actually had a relatively famous person living in it. It was a rainforest man. I can't remember his name, but he actually lived in the Hopi rainforest. And was quite well known. He even had a TV show on Discovery. So there we can see it made a speed-based change. I had to raise it back up to maintain traffic, but we'll lower it back down here in a moment. And I do believe we're coming into Port Angeles. Yep, heading into Port Angeles. So we've got just about an hour until we reach Forks and our supercharger. That's nicely done. And the weather's been holding up for us, hasn't started raining. Very nice. Didn't try and slam us into that curb, but we are braking here. We're going to go ahead and kick our speed up just a little bit and give it a little goose. It was acting a little timid. Now granted, I know the speed limit here is 40, but everybody's going well over that, and I don't want to get rear-ended because I'm going exactly what the car thinks it should be. All right, we're going to encounter a little bit of traffic entering here, slower than us, and see how it manages. Oh, this is very well done. Nice big wide sweeping corner, maintaining speed, and then we have to climb a grade. Oh, great. Just about 5 o'clock, 4:52, rolling through Port Angeles, using full self-driving version 11.3.3. So here we got a Subaru dealership. I wonder if they got any Solterras on the lot. Odds are probably not, and I don't think we're going to stop. Walmart, they probably got an Electrify America if we needed to top up, but they also have a supercharger here in Port Angeles. No, excuse me, that was back in Sequim, my bad. Yeah, just navigating us through town just fine. We're gonna slow down here in a minute to match traffic, and that's just fine as well. Alright, nothing too exciting happening in Port Angeles at dinner time, so there's a Sasquatch. I knew we'd find one. Oh, and some cannabis. Lots of cannabis over here. We love our weed in Washington. There's better buds. And some more cool carvings. All right, folks, we'll catch you a little bit later as we cruise a little closer to Forks. All right, we're going to be making a couple left-hand turns here. We're still trying to get out of Port Angeles, so I thought I'd let you ride along in this little portion here. Car was struggling a little bit just before I turned the camera back on. Again, the navigation issue seems to be a problem, right? Knowing what lane to get in to continue on route and not miss. And in the last instance, it needed to get over, and it wasn't. So it knew it needed to get over. It just wasn't slowing down or speeding up to make a lane change. Right. A little timid. But I guess it is a little busier through here. Port Angeles work traffic. Vibration noise. All right, we have a left approaching up here. Port Angeles is a cool little town. Again, a lot of history here. All right, our left is right up here, which I'm sure you can see. Let's give you a nice full view here. All right, good. That was appropriate. We definitely want to be in this lane, but we don't want to block traffic to Jack in the Box. You can keep creeping up, car. So it's giving me lots of distance between me and this white truck here, or this white trailer. Done. Okay, we did it. Good. Now we immediately have to get over. Excellent job. And make a right. So, very nicely done. A little awkward, but I think it doesn't help having this trailer in front because they can't see the lights. And then what do we got? Oh, yeah, okay. So we will check back in here in a little bit. Just rolling through Port Angeles. Well, we just made it out of Port Angeles. That is the turnoff to Nia Bay, and we are headed towards Forks. And if you go just a little ways out of Forks, you end up in a place called La Push. And anybody familiar again with Twilight would be familiar with La Push as part of the books too. So we're headed. We got about 50 miles to our supercharger. We're at 48% state of charge, and we're doing really good on our energy consumption. So. Just having a nice drive, nice steady 63 miles an hour, a little rain. Family's having fun, Quinn's friends having a good time, and we're just relaxing, looking at all the pretty views, and again, on the lookout for a flesh and blood Sasquatch. So if you folks see one in the video and I miss it, point it out in the comments. Oh, I just cracked myself up. Alright, I'll check back in with you in a little bit if we see something interesting. Alright, we are headed down, 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 and this is some cool stretch of road here. We passed the Elwha River observation area, and now we're headed down. Really beautiful. Oh boy, a little slip there. Did you feel that? No. Yeah, the ass end kicked up just a tiny bit. Car's been handling these curves really nicely. Oh yeah, it's a little slick through here. Good braking.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it is beautiful. Elwha River. All right, the car's been doing really well. It usually handles these rural routes pretty well, or back highways, state routes. But have noticed smoother. It doesn't dive on the brakes when it goes into corners as much, but it definitely slows down through corners. Like it's got some kind of G-force limit, or not too much yaw in one direction or the other. Man, look at that! It looks like a pyramid covered in trees. Oh, that is cool. It is just awesome through here, but I would not want to spend a night alone with nobody around. Can you imagine how creepy that would be? And that's what the explorers did back in the day, right? Lewis and Clark and them, man. All this was heavy forest. Cute little homestead. Heavy forest, lots of wildlife, and it is dark and dreary around here at night. Let me tell you something, folks, and creepy. There's weird noises in the woods. Sasquatch and wolves and cougars and bobcat. Edward Collins. Who else do we have? Well, shit, we had Ted Bundy, right? Like, all kinds of crazy stuff happens in Washington. So, anyway, we're gonna turn the camera off here. As you can see, FSD's rolling strong, and the weather's kind of getting crappy. So, if we see something exciting, we'll bring you. But it is just a beautiful drive, no matter what's happening. Looks like pretty heavy rain, and we've got a full self-driving, maybe degraded warning, but so far so good. I'm imagining if I turned it off right now or intervened, it wouldn't let me re-engage it and go default to the old school autopilot. But as long as I don't intervene or disengage, it's doing well. Keeping a nice speed, not freaking out. No phantom braking on the state routes or Highway 101. A little bit in the city driving, but so far no phantom braking. It seems like they're getting much better about that issue. And amazingly, the auto wipers are working wonderful. So we can mark that down. And I'm going to turn the defroster off because my butt is getting hot. So rainy weather doesn't seem to be bothering it. Granny's Cafe seems like they're doing a decent trade right now. So we've got about 44 miles to go till Forks. So we're going to stay on the Quinault Lake at the what is it? The Quinault Lake Resort or something like that. Anyway, Lakeview Resort.
Rainforest?
Maybe it's the Rainforest Lakeview Resort. I don't know. I'll put it in the notes for you folks in case you care, and we'll show it to you when we get there. So
Rainforest Resort.
Rainforest Resort. There you go. Thanks, babe. Oh, I love these trees with the moss. So cool. Again, I like imagining what it would have been like. Lewis and Clark and the settlers and pioneers. Oh, there was a phantom brake. Settlers and pioneers that came through here before us. It just amazes me what they saw. So, thanks for joining me. We'll bring you some more footage as we roll on. I'm going to fill this tape up before we even make it to Oregon, but we're going down around Lake Crescent right here. We were just talking about the Devil's Punch Bowl. Really, really pretty. Again, the weather sucks, but FSD's handling it just fine, and we're cruising through these windy roads. And this is what makes it so great, folks, is like you can enjoy the ride. I'm more, again, a captain of a ship here. I'm paying attention, but I can actually look at all these views, and I'm not stressed out by the rain and by this guy in front of me and all these curves. I'm just having a great time. It is a relaxing way to road trip, and it just makes seeing the country a wonderful adventure, as long as you're on top of it. And as we can see, we're gonna come around this corner, we're gonna get a great view of Lake Crescent. We started up high, we're dropping down. Oh yeah, and you can see the roads are nice and wet. We're gonna go ahead and give us a little bit of a goose here, and we'll just follow our buddy here in the Honda. He's doing a great job.
I think it's a Subaru.
Oh, Subaru, my bad. My wife keeps me honest, folks. You probably have caught that I misspeak often. And I always tell my students I tend towards hyperbole, so be careful, because if I say something, it's probably a little bit hyperbolic. Oh God, it is beautiful through here. All right. We'll check back in with you in a little bit when we see another great bit of view, but this is Lake Crescent on the Olympic Peninsula as we head to Forks, just outside Port Angeles, Washington. There must be a good 1/4 inch of water on the road here, folks, and we're still going around this lake. It's a big lake, but you can see how much water is being thrown off this. We've decided it's probably a Ford now, so we've run through the gamut of manufacturers, but they're just throwing off a ton of water, and you can see their tracks in the road from all the water. So very, very impressed, and just a beautiful spot. So got these moss-covered trees hanging over the road. Hopefully they don't fall on us. And we are just going through our own atmospheric river here. And I don't think we were slipping around. Well, we were back there. It was hydroplaning. I'm almost certain that we were hydroplaning a little bit, just because this is this is an intense amount of water on the road. You don't normally see it this bad. So hopefully you can see that in the camera. Dude in front of me though, whatever he's driving, is doing a great job because we're maintaining nice speeds, and he hasn't put himself in a guardrail or anything. And I know I've got better tires than he does. So anyway, check with you in a little bit, or if something exciting happens. Well, we're just crossing the Elwha River, and as you can see, it is trying to hail on us right now. It's 38 degrees, so it's almost like it's trying to snow, and the weather hasn't gotten any better. But our buddy in the mystery rig is hauling balls. He's way up there, and I'm not interested in doing that. I want to look at the scenery. So we are about 20 miles out of Forks, and just beautiful weather. But FSD's been doing good. Still no disengagements, no reason to have to turn it off, and even though it's got some bad weather, it's still working like a champ. There's the Elwha River again. And it's cool through here. Alright, we're on the lookout for the Forks sign. We are 2.8 miles away from our supercharger, and if we remember right, there should be a welcome to Forks with a big giant, what is it, a log and a saw and kind of some Twilight stuff. So we're going to be on the lookout for that as we pull in to get supercharged here in just about 3 or 4 minutes. Yeah, good job. Car has been doing really good about speed changes and then slowing down, almost too good. I got to pay attention because some of these changes you don't really want to make because traffic's moving pretty fast. Alright, so we're looking here. We're coming into Forks. We actually drove through some snow, folks. It was 36 degrees. It's warmed up. It's 37 now. Yeah, you guys were sleeping. It was snowing.
Yeah.
Well, it was really, really thick rain with some flakes in it. But it's been like this for quite a while. Oh, Gnomeville. Nice. I wonder if it's at the Forks Timber Museum. That's where the supercharger is. I bet you it's all right at the one spot like we were thinking.
Look, there's the Swan House. That could be Bella Swan's house.
Yep. Olympic Adventure Camp. That place looked kind of cool. I bet you that's where it is. It's probably right there at their little visitor center thing. We'll find out.
There's...
Ooh, a little hydroplaning. Here we are. Welcome to Forks. You see a Sasquatch?
I wanted to stop at the sign.
Oh, I thought you wanted... That's where I'm going, is the visitor center with the big sign.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not that sign. I'm not going to pull off on a busy freeway for that sign.
There's...
No, we'll go up here. There's a good spot, remember? Like you can pull off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a visitor center. Great job. Slow down as we came into town, even though Nicole and I were going back and forth. Forks Timber Museum. I think that's... Oh, no. Is this it here?
Yeah.
Yep. I think this is the first place you want to go, right? And then we'll go to the superchargers next. To the train. You want to go here? Is this it?
I don't remember.
Okay, well, I'm not going to stop then. I think you want to go to the Timber Museum. I mean, if you want to stop, just holler. I'll stop any place you guys want to. But I remember it's like a big log, and that's why I think it's probably at this Timber Museum where we're headed. We'll go ahead and slow down. We're in a small community. We want to make sure we're respectful. Big logging community. If you talked about the spotted owl around here about 20 years ago, they would have...
some Twilight stuff
Yep,
up there.
yeah, that's their library and Rainforest Arts Center. Isn't that cool? There they got a Sasquatch on their Decker City Hardware popo. We're really gonna slow down. Yeah, if you see something, say something. That place looks awful run down. Yeah, there should be some restrooms right up here. And this is exactly how they write about forks in twilight. Just always rainy. Alright, we're going to give her a little goose of speed here. And we're going to check out the supercharger. I think it is probably right where we want to be. Because remember you said you thought it'd be on the left? And this is up on the left. And it was coming into town from the other direction. Right?
Yeah.
In the motorhome. So, and there's the supercharger right there.
Where?
Right in front of us.
I see it.
And yep, you see the sign right up there? That's where it is.
Yeah.
Yep. So we're gonna pull in here, get a supercharge, and check out the Forks Timber Museum sign. No, go car, go. Okay, I took over. It was being way too hesitant there. All right, folks, we're gonna get charged up. This looks like it is a 2, 4, 6, 8 stall version 3 supercharger. We're a little mix. I'll let you know when I get out. All right, folks, catch you on the other side. Well, hey there. It is a rainy day. I am in Forks, Washington, and I am charging up. This is a version 3 Tesla supercharger, 250 kilowatt output. And again, how do you know? Small cords, or smaller, less thick cords, and the numbering's 1A, 1B, etc. It's got a handicap pull through. Not a lot of amenities, but a hotel right here with a bathroom in the lobby. It says out of order, but if you tell them you're charging, they let you use it. And then across the way is a Thrifty Foods and an Ace Hardware. So weather sucks. I'd give this about a 6 out of 10 just because of the amenities. Oh, and there is a timber museum where you can check out all things Twilight, because we are in home of the vampire, Edward Cullen. So anyway, everything's working here at the Forks, Washington version 3 supercharger, and I'll catch you on the flip side. All right, folks, we made it to the Forks Timber Museum. It's a little bit further of a walk than I expected. Don't expect to walk in bad weather over here. But what do we got? Wonderful Forks Logger Memorial. Again, it's important that we remember our heritage here in Washington State and in the United States. And it was built on the backs of men and women who sacrificed a lot to help build this great state and this great country. So let's take a quick look at the Logger Memorial here. Pay honor to the men who did so much. And just a really, really cool spot, folks. You can come in, sit, think and reflect on all of the great things that they have done, and then you can take a moment to honor the memory of the men and women, again, who've sacrificed so much in building this great country. And there's the plaque. So let's take one more walk back. Again, we're at the Forks Timber Museum at the Loggers Memorial. And then if we wander this way, they've got a nice little gift shop. It's closed now because it's getting on about 7. We're going to head to Quinault. But they have some props from the Twilight movie. So there's Bella's truck from Twilight, and I'm not quite sure what this orange truck is. Some very cool old growth timber on display. Some older equipment over there, a Welcome to Forks sign, and then our guys memorializing the Forks Timber Museum. So we're gonna get out of this crappy weather and head down the road. So we are sitting here, or I'm sitting here at the Forks version 3 supercharger, 250 kilowatt supercharger. As I said, I gave you a little walk around. Boy, this weather is terrible. I am soaked, and I just went out and made a 1-minute video. So we are gonna head up on the road. Where are we at right now? Well, we haven't been here all that long, about 10 minutes. We're up to 55% state of charge. We're still charging at 99 kilowatts. And according to the trip planner, we've got 5 minutes before we can continue. I'm gonna let it actually charge up a little more than that because I need to make it to Aberdeen to my next supercharger, because I think all they have is wall outlets at the hotel we're at. So if we see anything interesting on the road, I'll bring that to you, but our next stop is gonna be Quinault, and we're gonna be at a hotel on the lake. So I'll bring that when we get there. Thanks, and catch you on the flip side, folks. The rain-snow mix through here, it is like a snow mix. It's so heavy that you can see individual raindrops as we're driving. And FSD is still managing well, but it's crazy. I have not been in weather this bad in a long time. Quinn's friend was saying she hasn't seen rain like this since she was in Louisiana. So I know it rains hard here on the coast, but this is like a mix of snow and rain and hail and really wild stuff. And these hillsides here are getting so soft that this is a whole slide area. So you'll actually be seeing where they've got drains popping out of the ground trying to get the water off so that the hillside doesn't roll onto the road here. So we're just outside of Forks. We got about 60 miles to go, and then we'll be at our hotel in Quinault, and hopefully it'll be a nice little place. Kind of a cool museum we stopped at. And now we're just enjoying this drive. Oops, something in the road. Yep, I'm intervening to miss it. Looked like a trash bag. Something in the road I wanted to miss that FSD didn't see. So, alright, we got our warning degraded, but we're doing alright. We'll check back in further down the road. I wanted you to see this weather. It's crazy. I do think we're going to be popping out here. What is this, the coast?
Yeah.
Or a part of it.
It's got it when you look at it.
Ruby Beach. Yeah. Weather's gotten a little bit better. It looks like the trees aren't going to let us get much of a view. Oh yeah, there you go. Oh, you know where we're close to is Quinault.
Oh yeah.
And Quinault is a beautiful spot, folks. It's like sits on the cliffs above the ocean, and it is a hard place to get a campsite in. I think you can only get reservations, but it is gorgeous. And the Quinault Resort is full. I checked. You can't get a spot in there. So anyway, we'll check back in, folks. And this is what I was talking about, folks. This is the view at Quinault. So we are just about at Beach 1. Tree of Life is just up here a little bit, and these are the kind of views you can expect when you come here. So wonderful, wonderful spot. Great place to go camping. There's a number of, or one state park, and then I think there's some RV parks and resorts. So we're gonna get out and get a little bit of film. It's an all sand beach too, and there's the ocean laid out in front of us. And here we are outside of the car. This is Quinault and the beaches at Quinault. We are just about, half a mile from Beach 1, and you can finally break through the trees and start to get some really incredible views. Just a beautiful spot. Amos there in the background. And we are just appreciating as the sun starts to go down here on the Olympic Peninsula, looking at the Pacific Ocean at Quinault. All right, folks. Thank you for joining me and enjoying this. Have a wonderful night. And we're just about 20 miles or so outside of Quinault, and this is just like a corridor of trees here. We're fenced in on both sides by basically logging farms. You know, they let these trees grow, they log them, then they let them grow, and then they log them. And yeah, just a ton of evergreen forest through here. And you really want to watch out for deer and elk and Sasquatch, because you never know what might pop out. Actually slowed us down. We came across a little BMW M3 that was in the ditch. He hit some slush and completely wiped out. We stopped, hollered, nobody answered. Didn't look like anybody was there. He had his hazards on, so we just moved on and checked out the beach. But probably be getting to our hotel here in the not too distant future and calling it a night. So I hope you enjoyed this first leg of our journey, and we'll pick it back up tomorrow on the road. But I'll bring you some of the charging stuff I do when I get to the hotel, because we want to see if we can get some free juice while we're there. So we'll check back in with you once we show up in Quinault. So we're going on this last 10 miles to Quinault, and it's literally rough. And we're just hydroplaning in 2 ruts the whole way. And again, I love FSD, because if I was having to drive, I would be nervous as hell, because as a driver, right, you're having to make constant corrections, and yet the car is doing it, and I'm not having to concern myself too much, and it's doing wonderful. We did hit one puddle big enough, though, that it actually kicked it out of full self-driving, gave the big red steering wheel of death, and told us to take over. But it let me kick it right back in as soon as we cleared it. So yeah, very interesting weather. Now it's kind of clearing up, so we got 15 more minutes to go, and we got to hurry up because our hotel, there's a phantom brake, our hotel shuts down at 8 p.m. the front desk does, so we want to get there. We got 1 minute. Well, We are on the last 2 miles of our journey here, and we should see the lake in just a minute off to our left. It is dark in here, man. I forgot how dark it is when you get in the trees after the sun goes down.
Imagine like when it's like pitch black.
I know, right? It'd be so dark. So we should see the lake. Lake Quinault Historic Cabin. Okay. Just can't see it through the trees. I'm glad I got FSD. I much prefer it to be doing this, and I can just kind of be watching. Huh, well, that's too bad. You probably can see it better if it's daylight out. So we'll check in when we get the car plugged in. But we're to our hotel. We're gonna get some dinner and then relax. So thanks, folks, for having a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you later. Well, good, beautiful morning. It is Saturday, April Fool's Day, and this is the back of our hotel. As you can see, we didn't have an opportunity to plug Amos in. We've got about 35% state of charge, but we only need to go about 44 miles down to Aberdeen. Here's the outside of the hotel. And let's just talk about some of the downfalls of older hotels and charging, and then I'll show you the view. So let's just come around here. And we can see I had my charger out, and there's an outlet. But the problem is these older places don't have grounds, so the Tesla charger won't work unless it has a really good ground, and older electrical systems usually don't have a ground. But let's go out here and look and see what we got. So, and what is a ground? It's that little prong there on your plug-in. There we go. Look at that. That is beautiful Lake Quinault. And this is a wonderful place to stay. Very quiet here first thing in the morning with the beautiful birds. So I'm going to do a little meditation, and then we're going to get ready and head on down the road towards McMinnville. Thank you for joining me on this beautiful Saturday, and we'll hit the road shortly. And I came down here to the lake. This is a really nice little resort if people are looking for a place to stay. The motel rooms were so-so, not terrible. They were clean, but the beds weren't the most comfortable. But you know what? The views here are amazing. Oh, and there was barely anything on the television. But why would you watch TV, I guess, when you're in a beautiful place like this? Nice little restaurant. There's an RV park, and then this is all of their lawn. And they also have some sand beaches, a little swim area and a dock. Yeah, this is just a gorgeous, gorgeous spot. And it's like we have the whole place to ourselves. Weather's gonna be halfway decent for us. There's a little general store. Got the mountains with some snow on them in the background. It's just gorgeous here. They do have a couple private cabins if you're looking to stay. And they do have EV charging if you ask. They have to roll out a cord, but they do have EV charging here if you ask. So I'll just let you take in this view for one more moment. Just gorgeous. Okay, folks, we're still on FSD version 11.3.3. We'll see if we get an update as we cruise today, and maybe bring you some 11.4 or 11.5 on the trip back. Well, we're leaving Lake Quinault there, folks, heading to Aberdeen. We didn't have any chance finding a place to get plugged in at. The hotel was so old that the electrical grounds weren't connected. It didn't have any U grounds. And so the charger wouldn't work, but we're at 34% state of charge. We'll get into Aberdeen with, right around probably 6 to 8%. We'll take it nice and easy. And supercharge in Aberdeen, get some coffee. And we're just rolling through this cute little town of Lake Quinault, Washington here. The kids think it's a little bit scary. I think it's kind of neat. It's really beautiful, but it's definitely old, right? I mean, you can tell this is an old community.
I like that building.
Yeah, that's the Lake Quinault Lodge. We might try that next time. The room wasn't bad. It just, they really did like heavy perfume it with like carpet cleaner.
Oh, it smells.
Yeah. Yeah, that was.
I couldn't breathe.
That was kind of rough. I'm glad you guys made it through okay. Well, that's a cute little spot.
I bet honey was rubber though.
Well, you know, hotels. All right, folks, we're gonna go ahead and get back on the main drag, US 101, here in a few minutes, and head to Aberdeen. We'll check in with you in a little bit. Let's see how we do on this left-hand turn getting onto 101. See anything coming? No. Okay, both lanes of traffic are clear. It is 8:41 a.m. Let's see how many cars we see.
Oh, yeah. One.
So very slow on the acceleration. I guess, though, we do need to be a little conservative. So I'm actually going to slow us down to 65 because we've got to save some battery. All right, we made it. So we're on 101 headed to Aberdeen. And it's this beautiful rainforest, fog, rain, mist thing going on right now. So if we were to see animals, this would be the time to see them. I think mama Sasquatch and babies don't come out, but daddy Sasquatch might be out looking for some tubers. They're vegetarians, if you didn't know. Okay. All right, well, we'll keep an eye out for them. I forgot I turned the radio off. I turned it back on. We were just talking about the energy consumption graph here, folks, and my preference is to use consumption because I can see my projected range in miles, so I know I've got about 50 miles of range left. Whereas opposed to the drive and the trip consumption, right, we can see this scale running down. Here's our battery percentage, but you don't get a projected mileage, and I like to see that compared to our navigation, which is 31. So that is kind of my thought behind how I manage my drive. All right, we'll catch you a little bit later down the road. We've actually got snow here on the side of us, and it's 37 degrees, so this weather is weird. It's raining, sunny, and then there's snow. Try and figure that out. Olympic Peninsula weather. Well, we're just about 10 miles outside of Aberdeen, home of Kurt Cobain, formerly home of Kurt Cobain. And we can see we've got some logging going on here off to our right. And just a beautiful day. We finally made it into some sunshine. We've had the road pretty much to ourselves. Nobody else is going to Aberdeen so far. And we're going to be pulling in right about 6% state of charge. We're at 13 right now. So not quite out of spec style, but you know, we're getting closer. I got a car full of my family here, so they don't like to see it running down to 1 or 2 or 0%. But if we had to, they would understand that we could make it still. So, FSD is doing great, as you can see. Haven't had any major screw-ups today, but this is just a state route. You know, well, Highway 101, I guess it's not a state route, but you know, just a little rural route, 2 lanes, so it always does pretty well on these. It seems to go into the corners much better than it used to. It doesn't dive on the brakes, and then it accelerates nice and smooth out. And it looks like we are going to be able to enjoy sunshine for the rest of this drive. I certainly hope we will be anyway.
God, thank you.
Yeah, there's a nice little logging setup there. Yeah, after what we just drove through, it'd be nice to have some sunshine.
Yes.
Yeah, man, it's weird. Like literally 15 minutes later, and it's sunny and what's the temperature? 39 degrees, so it's gone up by about 3 degrees. And the ocean is right off to our right. We've got a bunch of land in between us and it, but we're going to Aberdeen, and then Aberdeen kind of hooks back onto 101, takes us back once we get into Oregon towards Astoria. So I think that's the way we're going to go. So we may go over the Astoria Bridge. We may actually stop at the Goonies house. I don't know yet if we're going to do that or not, but we may do that, and we'll maybe stop at Tillamook Cheese Factory as well. So just hang on. We got lots of cool stuff coming, plus more superchargers, and then we'll cap it when we get to our hotel. So Ocean Beach is right. Yep. So this is your turn to the beaches. One of them. There's another one back the other way. We're not kicking that way. We've got about just over 8 miles till we get to the supercharger. I think this is where we turn when we're coming from the other direction.
Weird.
Maybe. I'm not positive. No, I think it is. I think it is back there. I don't know. Ocean Shores is the place we typically like to go. Yep, and our speed dropped down good, coming into some more residential areas. So we'll check back when we get to the Supercharger, about 8 miles or so. Alright, so we're rolling through Sequim, which is a sister city to Aberdeen. They're kind of split by this, I don't call it a slough. I don't know what you exactly call it. And we were just talking, it's bypass Route 109 that we usually take to Ocean Shores. That's where we screwed up. So we're just about in the single digits. It says we're going to get in with 7%, so that's really not out of spec style. Should have pushed it a little harder, but the weather was crappy. Sequim's another logging town. And I think they did pulp and paper a long time ago, or at least the feedstock for it, which would make sense, logging town. Circle K, I wonder if they got a DC fast charger. Nope. No. Good luck with that. It's okay, car. They're not going to come out. That was nice.
This part right here looks like a part of Mount Vernon.
Kind of a little bit, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like the back area. Yeah.
A little cute little. Oh, that's the little park we go by.
That's where we usually turn.
Yep. That's usually where we turn. You're right.
To go to the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. And then we take that long drag, and then it hooks onto 109.
Yep.
Yeah, this looks really familiar.
Yeah, because we always joke about like, oh, we're gonna stop there for
Stop at the park.
Yeah. And that used to be like a water.
Oh,
it
nicely
still
done.
is.
Yeah, it's this little splash pad.
Yeah.
That was a good lane transition there. I like that they have these cute little restaurants. Let's see if it does it. Good. I think that was an appropriate turn on yellow. We'll slow down to go through here because this is a cool little city.
I'm not sure if you know, Dad, but you're recording.
Yeah, no, I know.
Okay.
Tesla. Yeah, these are cool old buildings. The Golden Dragon. Okay, what are we doing here, car? Yeah, that's okay. It can be in this lane. Got a little more juice here. And then I think when we go over this bridge, and then that's Aberdeen. So this side's Sequim and the other side's Aberdeen. And I think this is a lift bridge, if I remember correctly. Or a drawbridge. And the car's definitely hugging the left side. The weird bridge, isn't it? It's not a 2-lane bridge, car.
Yes, it is.
Oh, it is a 2-lane. Oh yeah, you just barely see it.
Yeah.
Oh, good thing you're keeping me honest. Alright, now we made it into Aberdeen, so we will check back once we get to the Supercharger. It's just about 3 miles away.
Finally someone behind us.
We do have a stop, a little bit of a hard stop at EV Go or something. I saw there's some Shell recharges, the big West Side Pizza. So we're just about a little over a mile from the Supercharger, and back there the car stopped at a stop sign it didn't need to. I got honked at, glared at, but you know, it happens. That was a nice lane change. What was that? Some kind of little shrine?
Yeah, like some structure thing.
And yeah, Aberdeen, quiet Saturday. They have a lot. Oh, that's a little espresso stand. I thought that was like another little ice cream place. Okay. So we're taking, looks like a little bit of a back way. Hopefully there's some place to get a bite to eat at this thing. I don't have to use the bathroom, but... Okay, nice stop. Looks like we've got a couple turns up here and then we'll be there. And if there's a Starbucks, that would be awesome. Not sponsored.
Could be though.
Could be, yeah. If you want to sponsor us, Starbucks, we'll take it. I am pretty excited. CarMart of Burlington has agreed to let me come and film EVs that they have on their lot. So be on the lookout for that. I'm going to spend some time with our new Fiat, obviously, and get a bunch of content made with that. But then I'll be heading over and I'll see what they have on the lot. So leave in the comments what you guys would like to see. Arias and ID4s, e-Golfs, their Nissan, Volkswagen, and then they also get lots of different other manufacturers' cars. So let me know. I'll be working on more EV content besides Teslas. And looks like we got a turn here about half a mile. These are cute little houses. You can tell the people actually like take, you know, they care about them. They're not all run down. There's a big old gym. We go whale our glutes, max our quads, flex our delts.
Yeah, that sounds fun. Crack our backs.
Crack our backs and sweat. We're on a road trip. We're going to a wave pool in McMinnville by way of Tillamook Cheese Factory. Although I don't have to do that walking tour. I wouldn't mind it, but we'll see what time it is. Alright, so anybody want to guess where this thing's going to be? Is it a Fred Meyer? Is it a Target? Is it a gas station? What's it going to be? Ooh, look, they got a Salvadorian restaurant here. That might be pretty good. You guys want to stay here for the night so we can try the Salvadorian restaurant?
No.
Okay. And we're going to be pulling in at just about 8% state of charge. Ooh, Mr. Postman, watch out.
Wait, where's Kirkman's hometown at?
This is it. We're in at Aberdeen.
Oh!
Yep. We can make a right-hand turn, car. Okay, I'm having to give it a little bit of a nudge. It was being a little bit timid. And then we got to get through a roundabout here. And it doesn't see it as a roundabout on the map data. It's probably a good thing it stopped there. Oh yeah, okay. It's a roundabout, car. There you go. And then we got to make a right here. Oh, there it is right there. There's the supercharger. All right, so we're going to let it pull us in. Hey, you did it. Think you can make this turn too? Nope, I'm going to take over. So here we are, folks. We're at the Aberdeen, Washington supercharger. Kind of a weird layout. So you pull in. I haven't seen a pull-in one like this before. It's a version 2, and yeah, you pull straight in. How interesting. Okay, well, we will check back with you in a little bit. Weird. Well, we made it to Aberdeen, folks. We just got done having a nice little bite at this Jack in the Box, and now we're headed back. We're supercharging. Again, it's a 8-stall version 2 supercharger here in Aberdeen, and it is a cool little town, right? I mean, look at this neat art. Half the fun of stopping when we come to these places is seeing what the cities have and all the neat stuff that they got. So we got this cool Star Wars mural. Let's get a little closer to it. Yeah, very cool. And then we can see Amos there in the background getting topped up. So we're going to be heading next to Astoria, and I think we'll be heading across the bridge. So we'll check with you in the car as we head out and leave Aberdeen. Okay, folks, we are fully charged. We're up to 90%, and we are headed to Tillamook, Oregon. So we should be going through Astoria. We're going to charge in Tillamook. We got about 3 hours to go. We're charged to 90%, and we should be pulling in at about 16% is what the car's figuring. We'll supercharge there, and we'll see if we might get that percentage down a little lower, drive a little harder. We want to pull in with a little less than 16%. That doesn't seem like we're pushing it hard enough if we don't get a little lower than that. So off we go. FSD is engaged. And we are getting on to 101, so off we go. And I will talk to you again soon.
Washington.
It's not.
No, I know.
No, we're heading to Oregon.
Yeah, let's get over here in our right hand.
We stayed. Yeah, we did down the coast. You know Aberdeen. You go through Aberdeen to get to
It's like a
ocean
slough.
shores. Yeah. That's why I just went. Oh yeah, Nirvana.
Yeah. All right, cool spot. Okay, we're out of here. We'll check back in with you in a little bit, folks. Tesla. Yeah, we're rolling through the beautiful little city of Cosmopolis. It's just like literally 5 minutes out of Aberdeen. And we are on Highway 101. This is going to take us to the Oregon coast. Beautiful American flag. Yeah, this is a cute little town. Must be the little water treatment plant.
Yeah.
Alright, well, it looks like Cosmopolis is a sleepy little place on a Saturday, so
Right.
we're going to keep heading down the road. We'll check in if we see anything cool.
Which is optional.
Well, we are approaching a big Weyerhaeuser facility in Raymond, Washington, so just got through. This is a rough patch of road on 101, and we had some guy in a pickup truck like playing grab ass with us. It was really weird. He passed us and then was going probably 75, and then he slowed down to 40 like he was wanting to play. I don't know. I can't figure it out over here. So either he was trying to be an asshole or he just was slowing down because he knew there was some road construction. And it's just, sometimes it's so hard to tell. I love EVs, but man, they get some crazy reactions out of people. Coming downhill here, and we should see the Weyerhaeuser facility open up in front of us. Anybody knows our history knows Weyerhaeuser was one of the big industrial giants in the West and helped squash marijuana. He hated hemp because he didn't want it to replace his tree pulp. So he was a big hand in helping Anslinger and Hearst, who hated Mexicans. And Anslinger was out of a job because Prohibition ended. So they all combined their forces together and made cannabis illegal in the United States, which beforehand it was considered a nuisance weed and had medicinal. That is smoke coming out of the Weyerhaeuser plant. So we're coming into Willapa, Raymond, and we're going to be following the Columbia River now into Oregon. So looks like we got to come here, and we're going to go straight. We don't need to stop. Oh yeah, the car managed that really nicely. Good job, Amos. So here's Weyerhaeuser, here's the Columbia River.
No, Willapa River.
What's that? This isn't the Columbia?
No.
It's way bigger.
Yeah.
Well, it's...
This is the Willapa.
Oh, the Willapa, my bad.
Willapa.
Yeah, my bad. It's a tributary, it leads into it. So anyway, I'm glad I have all these wonderful people to keep me honest. I get confused. Here we got some cool iron sculptures as we're going to follow the Willapa River on Highway 101. Yeah, this is a cool little town. I like all these little iron sculptures are neat. There's Raymond Manor. Oh, they got just a ton of them.
Interesting.
Yeah. All right, well, we should be crossing the river and heading south, so we'll check back in here in a little bit, folks. I just wanted to bring you Raymond and Weyerhaeuser. So we're approaching the world's largest oyster, folks, and we were just kind of wondering what the hell it is.
Can we look at it?
We'll see what's going on. Yeah, I can pull off. It's up here just a little bit further.
Yeah.
So we'll look for a sign, and yeah, maybe we'll check out the world's largest oyster. Weird.
Use a car or something.
Yeah, we're rolling up through South Bend here, and we're looking for our world's largest oyster. Quinn's like expecting to see it out the window.
I'm expecting to see the Space Needle, the size of a Space
Yeah,
Needle.
same.
No, I don't think it's going to be that big.
Well, it should be.
What if it's like an indoor thing?
Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
Where is it?
Where?
I mean, that's why we're on an adventure here. It's not. It's up here a little bit yet. We got to pass
This is
through
a
this
cute
little town.
little town though.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's very cute. Just clinging here to the river.
Yeah.
Have we been here before?
No.
I don't think so.
Oh.
I don't think I've been through this. Well, it's a cool little dealy bopper. Okay, so the world's largest oyster is right up here on the right.
Is it like as big as a person?
No, it's probably like the size of a softball or something. Yeah, okay. So he's a little worried about this guy in the truck. I don't blame him.
I am too.
All right, so I'm gonna pull off because it says it's right here.
Okay.
World's largest
Okay, so we're gonna go see if we can find the world's largest oyster, folks. Check with you in a minute. Well, here we are. We're in South Bend. We're on the Elwha River, and here is the world's largest oyster. So let's just take a quick walk around it. All right, I have to say this is pretty cool. All right, so there we have the world's largest oyster. We made it here for that. They've got this cool totem pole and just a beautiful, beautiful spot on the water. And what a great little city. They have a memorial honoring a Medal of Honor recipient. Let's just check that out real quick here. Robert E. Bush, hospital apprentice, first class. So very, very cool little city. So off there in the distance is the South Bend Municipal Building, and it has a giant stained glass dome. So we're gonna head up there and check that out. This is a really, really cool little city, folks. Really cool. So we're gonna go up there. We'll bring you some footage of that in just a minute, as I walk towards the Oyster Club and Oyster Bar, and I feel pretty happy having seen the world's largest oyster. Now we can see Amos waiting for us. So we'll go pick up the fam. They're going to the bathroom, and then we'll head up and check out the stained glass. Yeah, look at this. This is the City of South Bend City Hall. I don't have a stop. Okay, good. So we're gonna pull up here and we're gonna see if we can't go inside and take a quick look. All of that is stained glass. The dome is all stained glass.
Wait, it's like not even bricks, it's just glass.
So this is welcome to Pacific County Courthouse, and this is a National Historic Place. So let's see if they'll let us in, and we'll check back with you on the outside. So we are outside the Pacific County Courthouse here in South Bend, and it is just an epic building. Look at this, folks, and you saw it as we pulled up. It has a giant stained glass dome. They also have this beautiful little park where you can come and feed some ducks with a little covered drawbridge. Very, very cool spot. If you come this way, you have got to make it up here and check this out. And then look at the view, folks, that the courthouse commands. Just an amazing view. Big, beautiful lawn. It's beautiful older homes here. And then there's your Capitol dome, or your courthouse dome. All right, we're gonna see if we can get inside. Thank you for joining me and sharing this with us. And here we are looking at it from the front, down at the base of the sidewalk. And we can swing again out and look at that view. So epic. Man, I'm so glad. I ran into a guy down at the world's largest oyster, and he told me, look up the hill. I looked up the hill, and that's what I saw, and I'm so happy to be here. All right, that's it. We saw some cool stuff in South Bend. I highly suggest you go through here. I had no idea there was this much neat stuff in this little town. So very cool. We didn't even spend any time in Raymond, over there where the Weyerhaeuser plant was. So I'm guessing there's lots of history to explore through here. So we're back on 101. We're going to be following the river here into Oregon. We should be seeing the Columbia eventually. This will feed into that, and then cross the Astoria Bridge into Oregon and head on to Tillamook. So thanks, folks, and we'll check you in a little bit. All right, we're approaching a left onto State Route 4 here, folks, and we're about 82 miles from Astoria, or no, 82 miles from Tillamook. Shit, we're probably in Oregon pretty quick. I'd have to look. Stop a little far back, but Astoria, 21 miles. So we'll be in Oregon here in just about 20 minutes. Got nobody coming from the right, nobody coming from the left, and Amos is creeping, and yeah, see, that's dumb. Go, buddy. There we go. Finally. Had to think about it for a minute. And then we're about 60 miles from Longview. Longview is kind of a cool area. A lot of neat industrial stuff down there. I encourage my students to go check it out because there is a lot of work down in Longview. So we're going to be cruising along, headed to Astoria. We'll see what the car does with this semi-truck up here pulled off the shoulder, and then we'll shut off this segment and catch back up with you in a little bit. Scooch over a little bit, buddy. Okay, it scooched a little bit. Nicely done. Alright, so we'll check back as we get closer to Astoria and going across the bridge into Oregon. Alright, so we merged onto 401, and this is the Lewis and Clark Trail. So we got about 15 miles to Astoria, and this should be kind of a neat drive. This looks like it's a little bit more of a rural route. Again, we're on 401. We're going to head through, what is this? Nacelle, on our way to Astoria. And I have to say, this recall has been fantastic for responsiveness on changing speeds. It slows down nicely, almost immediately. That was
Caught
weird.
the stop sign.
Yeah, it caught that stop sign back there. Thought it needed to stop, and now it's going to act weird, so we're going to give it a little goose. So there we go, we caught that on tape. Again, FSD acting weird because it saw a stop sign that didn't belong to it. Alright, we'll probably check back when we go across the bridge as we head into Astoria. Alright, we hit this little bit of road construction on 401, and we have this temporary light. Amos did great, stopped at the temporary light bar, waiting for its turn at this red, and we'll see how it manages to navigate through here. It looks like they lost a part of the road to a washout. Kind of a neat setup. It looks like they've got communication gear, so they can communicate back and forth with each other wirelessly. Solar, likely some batteries. Okay, and let's see how we do through here. Well, so far so good. You gotta go around the bollards, or the Jersey barriers. Oh yeah,
geez.
wow. Yeah, the whole road's washed out. Alright, and good job, Amos. Nicely done, buddy. Okay, we'll go ahead and crank our speed up and get back down the road. So that was awesome. Wow. Of course, it also had a lot of help with the lights and the Jersey barriers. So, and there we have the Columbia on our left. All right, look at this. This is beautiful. We're on this little strip of freeway, 401, headed towards the Astoria Bridge. You can see it there in the distance, and we're going to be going across that into Oregon. What an incredible body of water. Man. Puts our little rivers up in Whatcom and Skagit County to shame. You would think about the Skagit River, like over the Nooksack.
Yeah, look at all them.
Yeah. They got some white caps on the water. And we're driving into some more rain.
Oh wait, is that Oregon right there?
Yeah.
Across the bridge, yep. That's where we're headed.
Is it raining or is those waves? I know.
Well, that's white caps from the
Oh,
wind.
so this is the river right here.
Yeah.
Whoa, there's like a wrecked ship
I
right
know,
there.
isn't that neat? Oh, you're fine. Just don't say anything, like don't use any curse words. That's the only thing. Otherwise, you guys are good. There's a little barge there. I wonder if they sank that on purpose as a little, like, harbor, you know, so it sticks out and gives a little bit of protection for this little cutout, or if it just got washed up on the rocks, you know.
And nobody claimed it.
Oh yeah, this is such a cool bridge.
Takes like 10 minutes to get across the road.
Yeah, it's incredible, yeah. I'd have to look up the facts on it, but I'm sure it's got some kind of record or held a record at some point. I mean, look
Are we
at
going on that bridge?
yeah.
Yeah, let's get to Oregon.
I'm gonna cry.
You guys good? Do you need to stop at a rest area?
No.
Okay.
When last time we were in Astoria, did we go across the bridge?
I don't think we went across it. Quinn, do you remember? Did we go across the bridge with? I think we were with Chad when we
Yeah.
came through here.
No, it was
No.
Piper.
No, we took Chad to the
No, we
Goonies
didn't.
house.
No, we didn't.
Oh,
to
we did?
Piper.
Oh. You sure?
We didn't
Yep.
take anyone to the Goonies house.
Yes, we did.
Oh.
Either way. Okay. Well, they're doing some work on the bridge, but it's the weekend, so they shouldn't be now. No, I don't think we've gone across this. I mean, I have as a kid. I'm sure you probably have as a kid too, haven't you?
Yeah, I just don't remember.
Man, that is incredible. No mobile homes over 12 feet wide. That's probably a good idea. Alright, looks like we're going to make a left and then hop on this this nice cool span here and go across the river into Oregon.
Guys, we're about to go to Oregon right now.
Okay, car, you got to get the
Wait,
left
so we're
lane.
still in Washington?
Yep.
Yeah.
This is Washington. As we go across this bridge, it'll say "Welcome to Oregon."
Wait,
We're about to go to Oregon,
Forks
guys.
is in Washington?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Car didn't swing quite wide enough for that.
Bye bye, Washington.
All right, here we go.
Why am I excited?
I don't know. It's always kind of fun when you go across this stuff. I always kind of like it. Oh, you're tethered.
We're going Oregon right now.
Almost. We'll see a sign here in just a minute.
God, why is my
Right here.
mind-
Now we're in Oregon.
Now we're in Oregon. Yeah, I wish I would have had my. This would be a cool little short, but the problem is it's so long to cross this bridge. You'd run out of film.
Yeah.
Isn't this neat? And it is just raining to beat all hell too.
Are you still recording?
Yeah. And we got to go up this big hill up here, which is a bridge, right? Where I mean, this
Yeah.
is all bridge right here. Oh, something about Oregon Range just hits different. Maybe I like it a little better. There's another bridge. We're probably going to go across that one too over there. Yeah, see? We got to go across another big giant bridge too. So cool. I hope you folks appreciate this. It's a long stretch of tape here. I'm gonna cut it off, and then once we start heading up the span, I'll bring you back. All right, here we go. We're gonna climb the hill. My daughter wants to go sliding on it. I'm sure when it gets icy, it is I'm sure it is a skating rink.
It looks so fun to go down.
Oh, can you imagine? You'd be getting all kinds of speed, yeah. And this is a lift bridge so that the ships can get in and out. And that's why we got this big slope here.
Why is there so many boats?
Because this is a pretty busy port area, and they can go up the Columbia to get to different facilities. Yeah. That's why the river's so important right through here, is it feeds. They can go way upriver and up into like Longview and other spots, and unload grain, load pulp and paper, whatever they need to. Oh yeah, here we are. We're on the lift bridge.
Well, this bridge is like scary. Not gonna lie.
Looks like we got some kind of goofy whoop-de-doo to do too. And then we're going across another big giant bridge. Well, I hope you guys are enjoying this. If you've made it this far into the road trip video, you're getting a real treat. Because I don't think a lot of people get to do this all the time. Look at these cool houses. All right, I'm going to slow down. And we got a Kia Niro in front of us. So I believe that is the electrified version, so we got a buddy in front of us in an EV. Okay, we made it through here.
There's never a KFC there. I think they put that in.
New KFC?
Yeah, they've never had a KFC
That,
there.
that building, that's the cannery. Oh, that's a hotel.
Do you come through here pretty often?
Yeah, I went here like 2 summers ago and that wasn't there.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess you can never have enough kitchen fresh chicken. So far, so good. Little weird loop-de-loop. Amos isn't confused. I do think there's some rule that they have in the neural net.
That is huge. I did not see how huge that
Right?
was.
Huge span. Something in the net that tells it, like, if you're going a certain angle of turn, you need to turn your blinker on. Yeah, we were on that.
That makes me want to throw up.
Yep,
Yeah,
we just came
same.
across that. And now we're going to go across another
Don't
one.
look at it. Don't look at it. Don't look at it.
That's so high up.
Can you imagine being the people who built that?
Oh, I would have like cried. I would have probably died because I had like a panic attack. Not from falling, a panic attack.
What if the Tesla just had like a phantom swerve? Like,
Oh no. I'm paying attention. Alright, we're going to hop on the
Jinx that.
Oregon Coast Highway and go across another bridge here in just a minute. Made it through that weird little loop-de-loop fine.
Another bridge?
Yeah, we got to
Like
go
a big
back.
one, or is it shorter?
It's pretty big. That one right there.
Oh.
Yeah. So this should be kind of interesting. Got a little roundabout to go through. This is Astoria, cool
Head
little town.
southwest on West Marine Drive toward Portway.
You're
Sorry,
connected to the car.
Why am I
Kinda.
connected?
I don't know.
That was
Weird.
kind of loud.
Just a little. Sit time, jump
Yeah, I know. I need to pay attention.
I got it.
Yeah, that rhyme.
Okay. Yeah, this weather sucks. So we're in the right lane for the roundabout. Good. And I'm going to follow our buddy, I think, across the bridge here. Oh, God, this weather is terrible. Okay, good. Good. Well done. Little hesitation there. Look at how nice it is over on the Washington side.
And we just left Washington.
And we got some road construction across this bridge, so we'll check back in with you folks as we go across. I don't think we'll see too much that's exciting here. Thai pizza and Asian food. Oh. So this is Seaside, Oregon. And we're just cruising through here. I forget how some Oregon drivers can be pretty aggressive. Everybody likes to be in the right lane and cut me off. And I'm just trying to follow at a safe distance, but yeah, it's all good. You can see, look at them all. They're all tailgating each other. Hey, whatevs. I guess they're in a hurry. So cute little town. Oh, got some popo up here. This must be their high school or middle school.
It's high school.
Okay. It's a little, looks like it used a little paint. And staters, Oregon State Police. Keep an eye out for them. That's what we got our radar detector for. Alright, well, not a lot to see here in Seaside. Full self-driving is going to be taking us into Tillamook here in about another hour or so. We got about 47 miles to go. Just takes a while because we're going through seaside community after seaside community. So catch you on the flip side. Oh, look, we can go crabbing. And my beautiful wife, who's keeping me honest on this video, reminded me that there is a supercharger here in Seaside, Oregon. I don't remember if it is 150 kilowatts, so you're looking at a level 2 here at Seaside. And it looks like we got a detour we have to take. So, cute little town with a version 2 supercharger if you need to top up. Looks like the next charger is going to be down in Tillamook in a version 3, which is where we're headed. So, we'll see how we manage through here. Check back again with you on the other side of 101 in Seaside. And we're dropping down into Cannon Beach here, folks. Beautiful spot. Car slowed down a little bit too much there.
Well, I mean, it is 30.
It saw the sign for the other road. Speed limit's 55. Yep. Yep, so it's still picking up odd cues on lights or on signs, but look at this. This is going to be gorgeous.
The rocks out there.
Slow down just a little bit. We should get a good view here in just a
I
little
was
bit.
like, oh, we should go.
Yeah, so this is a really great spot on the Oregon coast as well. Just about 40 miles north of Tillamook. Unfortunately, we got trees all around us, so you can't see nothing. So if we see something, I'll bring you back. Might get some nice views coming through here, folks. We're just passing, still following, I don't know what you call this, Cannon Beach, I guess. We're just outside of Cannon Beach.
Why did you just call it? Oh,
It's fine. Okay, there's a little bridge. Fall Creek Bridge.
Yeah, I guess we're crossing it any second now.
There.
Yeah, we went across it.
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
Yep, just a little asphalt bridge. Look, there's a little bit of snow on the side of the road here, or hail. Oh, Hug Point. I should have went down there. Oh well. And we're going to be passing St. Peter the Fisherman. I'm guessing that's probably either a memorial or a chapel. Oh, I love these big rocks where they cut the road through. So cool. Then can we see anything here?
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful.
Oh,
Wow.
So pretty.
Yeah, that is gorgeous.
Go through a cave to get down to the beach.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting. Well, here we go. We're going to go through a tunnel.
Hold your breath.
Little full self-driving tunnel action. Woo! And we're still on the old version, folks. 11.3.3. Hasn't tried to kill us yet, but it's been acting kind of goofy. You'll see spots of that
Every
in this
time you go
video.
through a tunnel, you hold your breath to see how long.
Is that the rule? So you don't disturb the bats?
No, like, it's like when you go over a bridge, you're supposed to hold your breath.
No, it's when you go under a tunnel.
A bridge, too. So in case the bridge collapses, you're already holding your breath.
That just
Let us-
then you're gonna have no oxygen. When
Let
you
us know in the
go
comments, folks, which one is it?
Connor.
Yeah, so we're just rolling through New Halem, Oregon here, and yeah, cute little town.
I got
Yeah.
a Spider-Man juice.
It does remind me of Laconic.
And everybody's got their snacks, so they're crunching on corn nuts and chips, and we're just rolling along here. Yeah, cute little, look at these little vacation rentals, probably. With a breezeway that connects the house to the guest house. Alright, well, cool little community as we roll through. Looks like we're going to be going across the bridge and continuing on 101. So I will say one thing I like about Tesla navigation is, like, you're never quite sure what you're going to get. It'll take you the fastest way, or the way for the best traffic, and sometimes you get a scenic route when you don't even pick one. So we're on the Oregon coast, no, we're not on the Oregon Coast Highway, we're on, I don't even know what we're on, and we're going to be on it for about 12 miles, which is fine. It's going to be nice and scenic, but the route planning, I'm not complaining. It can be very surprising sometimes. You end up in strange spots. As you can see here, this is definitely a bypass, and it's beautiful. I'm glad we took it. So I try to trust the route planner, and when I do, I usually get pleasantly surprised. And we're just rolling through more of this rural area here. Need a napkin? Get some of the ranch dust off your fingers.
Nope, I just ate it all.
Okay, good.
Sucked on my fingers.
You know, you can order that flavoring like in bulk.
What? Cool Ranch?
Yeah,
Like a powder?
yeah.
What would you do with it?
You can make like little capsules, little gel caps if you really needed a blast of ranch.
Gross.
I wonder if that'd be a good thing for like stoners, right? Like instantly satisfy their munchie cravings by giving a concentrated hit of Cheeto dust or Cool Ranch Dorito dust.
Because you don't get the texture or the crunch.
This is true. This is true. Ooh, look, we're going to be going into some uncharted territory up ahead. I love this because I mean, I don't know where I'm at. We're driving along a beautiful creek, seeing lots of these homes here where people really, really respect their privacy or want their privacy.
There's a pull out. Should we pull out? And
if you want.
No, I'm scared.
Well, we're going to keep heading off into the wilderness. If we see anything cool, folks, we'll let you know.
Oh,
but
that's it. It's full of garbage.
Yeah, I wanted to show you that, again, autopilot definitely doesn't take you, or navigate on autopilot takes you to some interesting routes. And I love it. All right, so we are popping back out here on the Oregon Coast Highway. Again, it's love the scenic routes that autopilot takes. Now it's way too far back. The stop bar is up quite a bit more, and I just don't feel comfortable with what it was doing. I'm sure it was fine, but I wanted to take over there. It probably, again, has enough planning that it knew it could start accelerating and come in behind that Jeep, but I like to play it safe. So here we go, 101 again, and we're about 7 miles from Tillamook, so we'll be hitting up I think maybe the cheese factory and getting a charge. So this is pretty cool. The cheese factory is here on our left, Tillamook, and the charger is going to be right across from it. So we're going to let Amos take us the rest of the way. We're passing the Tillamook cheese factory here on our left. They got a big old boat, the Morning Star, parked out front. Isn't that cool? Let's see if we got a little place you can sit down and eat. Oh yeah. And we should be getting up here and making a left turn. Oh, the place is busy. So I don't know if we'll stop. We might just cruise on. But we're gonna go get a supercharge. So the supercharger is a version 3, and it is right in front of us there, and really close to the Tillamook cheese factory. So pretty cool thing to know. Go ahead, car. You can go. It needs to come to a full stop at a yellow. That's one of the stupid things NHTSA had to do. I could have just cruised through there, but whatevs. Hey, it looks like we got somebody hanging out, another Model Y and a minivan. So we're gonna head in here and get a charge at the Tillamook overflow parking. Check in with you in just a little bit, folks. So we are in Tillamook, Oregon. You can see the Tillamook cheese factory there across the way. And we stopped here at the version 3 Tesla Supercharger. It's a 12-stall supercharger, 250 kilowatt max, and we're topping up some juice. Everything's working fine, but as I said, the cheese factory is across the way there, so you can take a tour, and this is the overflow parking for it. So there's not a lot of amenities. I'd probably say a 7 out of 10, because you got to walk all the way over there to use the bathrooms, get a bite to eat, but it is pretty cool. You can take a factory tour, so there is that. So version 3, Tillamook, Oregon, 12 stall, and everything was working great. All right, we are out of here. I am not super impressed. This is, I mean, it's a nice supercharger, but like you have to walk a mile to get over to the cheese factory, and that's the only place where there's bathrooms. And there's no food besides the cheese factory. And like I was telling my wife, Nicole, as soon as you plug the car in, you walk over there to go take the self-guided tour, your car's going to be charged up. So you'd have to hoof back here to avoid idle fees. And then, of course, once you do that, I mean, you may as well just top up and then go do the tour. I think that's probably the best way to go about it. So overall, I think about a 7 out of 10, like I said in the video. So we're going to hit the road. We got, about an hour and a half before we get to McMinnville. And then we'll call this a successful trip, making it to Oregon. So thank you for joining us. The rain has stopped, the sky has turned blue, and we are gonna go have a good time. So we'll engage FSD here in a moment, and we'll check in with you guys in a little while.
I have no idea.
Golly. Trying to get through downtown Tillamook here, and it's a little bit freaky. No car. can't go that way, car. There you go. Not FSD freaking me out, it's these other drivers around here. I'm so used to Washington, and see, no blinker. Nice job, bud. Where it's like, what's this guy doing, right? Ugh. I'm so used to Washington, you're not real aggressive in Washington. I'm usually the most aggressive person on the road, and here it's like everybody's like doing weird stuff. You can go, buddy. Let's slow you down just a touch. I'm not sure why it's 20 through here. It's not a school zone. Okay, there we go. Alright, we're going to goose our speed up just a little bit. That was weird. That actually made me a little bit uptight, and it wasn't even FSD that was doing it. It was the other drivers. Ooh, the Red Apple Inn. Alright, so we're just getting out of Tillamook here. We're going to get back on 101, the Oregon Coast Highway, blasting our way down to McMinnville. And I just punish myself by making all these clips, because now I have to edit them all together and fade them in and out. But it's okay. I appreciate the dozens of you that will watch this. So we can see straight in front of us here the Tillamook Air Museum. Everybody's shaking their heads at me because I was like, whoa, look at that sign, it's enormous. My wife's like, it's probably just a giant building. And yeah, sure enough. So I don't know if it's coming up on the camera, but big letters, Air Museum on the front of it there. And we'll have to have an opportunity to stop maybe next time we come through here. I think we're going to try and check out the one in McMinnville, but this is a cool place too, and I'll put up a little bit of information about it here in the clip for you, so you can know more about it if you head down this way and think about stopping. So we got lots of charge. I checked PlugShare, and McMinnville is just covered in places to charge, so I'm not even stressing about it. We're going to get in with 40% charge. My hotel says, the Best Western says they've got EV charging, but if they don't, PlugShare says it's all over the place. So looks like we got blinking yellow. Let's see what the car does there as we pass the Air Museum. Great advertising. You cannot miss that coming through.
It's like a airplane hangar.
Yeah, giant airplane hangar. I wonder if they might have kept dirigibles in there. Look how that is a huge airplane hangar. Yep, it's an old dirigible hangar. You see the towers there for where they can put the dirigibles at. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I'll get you a little history on that, folks. We'll check you later. We're just rolling through here, taking another back road, heading to Highway 22, and there are a ton of fresh slides on this road, so it's kind of interesting just to watch and see what's piled up in the ditches here, and watch for any fresh slides or fresh tree falls. So again, this is one of Navigate on Autopilot's route, and I'm loving it. Nice back route, a little twisty, so again, be mindful on looking at the routes ahead of time and knowing your passengers. I tend to try and stay in chill mode so people don't get car sick, because the constant neck snapping, accelerating in and out of corners and whatnot can be pretty hard on somebody if they get motion sickness. So chill mode is a good hack to help cut down on that. And we'll check back in as we head out. So we're still on 101, headed to Highway 22. So we're just cruising through here on 22. And one of the things I've noticed, you're going to see here, it's 30 mile an hour. The car thinks it's 30 miles an hour through here. The speed limit is actually 55, and every time we come on a corner with a suggested speed for going through the corner, the car changes the speed to that sign, and then as soon as we get out of the corner, it drops it back to 30 miles an hour. So I've been having to constantly go up and down with the speed as we go through here. I'm just waiting to see if there's any examples of that for you. None yet, but again, it says it thinks it's 30 and it should be 55. So we'll come up here a couple corners and see what it does. Yeah, again, it doesn't have any of those recommended speeds into the corner signs anymore now to mess it up, but that's what was really screwing it up. Kept seeing them, changing my speed, dropping it, raising it, dropping it, and I was constantly having to make adjustments. So we're about 40 miles from our place, and we will be getting into McMinnville, just about 4 o'clock. If I see more examples of that behavior, I will bring them. Okay, there's 45 mile an hour speed. It changed to 45. We made it barely through, and it changed to 35. So now I have to goose the speed back up. Really weird behavior, and I've had to keep it at a high setting due to this. So we've got some pedestrians here hanging out, taking pictures. I am going slow. I don't know what they're looking at. That's not a very safe place to be. So we can see here we've got this 35-mile-an-hour sign. It's changing all over the place, and it's settled on 35 miles an hour. And again, it's 55 through here, so it's kind of dangerous for it to be slowing down that much. And we've got another sign here. Let's watch it change to 25. So very goofy. And here we've got another one. It's going to change again. Watch, now I'm at 50. It thinks it's 30. It changes it to 35 and drops me down to 40. And then it saw that stop sign there and wanted to brake. So this rural route, FSD is having a hard time. I'm going to have to take over and let it finish. Full self-driving continuously keeps misinterpreting recommended speed into corner signs as speed limits and changing my speed limit constantly up and down. Alright, so there you go. You can see it failing here in Oregon pretty bad. So we made it on to, we were always on 22, but now we're on like the big state route 22. And the whole time we were going through there, the car continually thought it was 30 miles an hour. So I finally just had to drive about the last third of it because it was just getting to be too annoying. So very interesting behavior there on the part of FSD. I don't know quite what it's doing, or autopilot. I'm not quite sure what they want to call it anymore, right? They ask you, autopilot is disengaged when you talk to them, but then we always call it FSD. So anyway, if I call it FSD, autopilot, just bear with me. I know what I mean. But we're headed into McMinnville. We got about 20 minutes left, and I just wanted to share that with you. It was very strange behavior on the part of the car there. So we'll check in when we get to the hotel and then call this a wrap. We're just outside of Wilhelmina, and we're passing this cool little solar farm here on the left. I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but very neat. I love Oregon. I am in the right-hand lane, and I'm passing one person in the left-hand lane who's not being very cool, right? They should get over, but otherwise, the drivers over here are very respectful of passing lanes, and I super appreciate that. It's nice to see. So anyway, just wanted to see that. I thought it was kind of neat, and I'll check in with you later. That is the Heritage Center. So it's a museum for Yamhill Valley heritage. So they talk about probably their farming heritage and the pioneer spirit and logging that they did through here. And then our hotel is 1.3 miles away, so we should be getting there momentarily. And this is McMinnville, so we're going to hit it up. There's a great air and space museum. There's a cool heritage museum there. And then there's a wave pool and water park with the slide coming out of the nose of an airplane. So I'll get you a couple pictures of that. It's a pretty neat place, and I highly suggest you come. Plus we get to go by all these neat nut farms.
Why does it stink over here?
I'm guessing there's some industrial thing going on. I thought maybe one of you guys had tooted.
It was a roadkill.
I hope not. Alright, I think we're going to dive off of here. Let's see what it does. We should be taking 99 west. Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah, good job. We're going to lower our speed, and our hotel should be just right up here. I think I put in the right hotel. If not, we'll just go find the right one when I check the reservations. Oh, hey there, buddy. Whoa, hey, fella. Not a good thing to have a shopping cart on the overpass.
Get the rest of his stuff.
Things you see when you're driving, I guess. I feel bad for the guy. I hate to see anybody suffer, especially with a wobbly shopping cart wheel. Oh yeah, that's the one. There it is, Best Western. It should have EV charging, so I'll be sure to show you that, folks. And I will be checking with you in just a little bit. So thank you so much. We're going to find EV charging and get checked in.
Oh my God, finally.
And just as an aside to this charging session I've got here,
I had to call an 800 number, give them my credit card, and they're charging me $1 an hour to charge. So yeah, it's okay. I'm glad Best Western has it, but they contracted it out to a third party, and it's a pain. You have to call this SEMA Connect. You enter your credit card information, then they authorize you. Or I guess I could have gotten the app, but I had just as soon plug in and walk away. So a little bit of an annoyance, but not bad. So again, thanks for joining us here at Tesla Northwest and EVs. That's a long road trip full of FSD and lots of beautiful sights. And I hope you appreciate it, including some charging stuff. So we'll catch you on the flip side with another great video in the future.